case with the gender advantage and then the environment advantage. And then
Test case, T case, K.
Is my water in there? No, I think it's under. It's fine. Here, you can put this one.
Ignore their test case and arguments. It creates too much of a process focus and trades off with sustained education about the topic. We do not have enough literature about particular text cases up in any educational debates, and be it simply aggressive. It's analogous to saying you did not specify who will bring the bill to the floor, or you did not specify when the oral arguments will have, or what the already concurring opinion to the details of literature are literally irrelevant to the negative ground by 2K. The Supreme Court not contains almost entirely discretionary in choosing the cases aside. The court focuses exclusively on legal education, similar to those details of disputes between litigants and the court can always close the test case on May 90 with more than 5,000 cases pending. Supreme Court can almost find the test case raised any policy issue which the court has gone through the legal edge. The issue wants to decide whether or not the court can hold them to docket as a for the parties and issue the justice, and this is not topic argument. You should not the affirmative to high standard as long as you prove that you can speak regarding other forms of different commerce clauses that you do not vote on this next topic argument. Top County overall subpoint A, we mean the cross-rational pre-record questioning would have led us to clarify that we overall the Morrison President and BS appointed the plaintiff's type is not the text of the Supreme Court decision. The word overall does not have to be in the Supreme Court decision, just as in the Congress topic. You do not have to read the entire bill and counter-interpretation. Implicit overrules or still overrules gives up loud opinion reaches no contrary to the controlling authority. Says a lot of cases is substitute by overall substitute by the national bid prior obligation and offense picks grounded the process focus picks they destroy the process focus of the education and destroy after beetle picks like the implicit overrule in education they destroy data go for this kind of point aliens so it occurred in case not reach cases we really find the conclusion like overrules to sure is mainly conducting one social search the term overall not that sufficiently explain what occurred in the case where the case had a process this will lead to inaccurate results less critical analysis and deployed over calling in each case and you can still get higher grounds because you can link the commerce clause grounds as well as institutional conflict grounds and the central holding checks back the limits of debate. Additionally, disclosure and evidence would and cross-checks would have proven that we overrule Morrison and all of our implicit overrule good arguments are reason as to why Morrison should not be in the plain text because you cannot have Morrison in the plain text and still be an implicit overrule where you're not tropical under our interpretation of implicit overrules and offense defenses bad laws mainstream authorities lose on stupid over specification arguments in this topic is extremely negative bias because they only has 4 cases none of which have very good impacts in the case to make. Gender at the top, there's no impact on this argument. The civil rights remedy is less than 50%, so impact the best lose. It impacts only 50 people. There's no impact to domestic gender-based violence. The norms impact was represented across only through breaking down the federal structure. Can we incorporate international norms? It's necessary to solve 100 million deaths internationally, so it's all extinction that's competent. So let's go apply additionally group all the intersectionality banks and across our Schneider evidence that we do not lead to a victimization. The alternative of rejecting victimization leaves women with no prerogative or Crenshaw evidence has indicated that race discourse is critical, historically mobilized, and empirically proven to mobilize by black populations without engaging the right discourse. They would not lead to any change of the core is racist in the South. Well, they can see that the law is not been changed together. The evidence says that it's possible for women to just ignore the court and to turn back on these arguments. We do not just submit women under the state, but we're not lead to contestation of the state, lead to civil society. That's our call to limits here. Alternative being silent just leads to women to being incarcerated under the criminal procedures in the South. It's not offensive because gender violence is increased in the South. One, sexual rights are critical to stop racism. Law very one. From the beginning of the law to become aware of civil community, the transition necessary to escape from sexism and racism, share the roots of the same law, the relation between the state nature and civil society, which makes civil existence impossible. The question of women is not any different from the question of racism in the law. Assumes that women of color have different remedies. Revere and accept the law as the rights of federal rights available for the individual victims of restoration, culture, and ethnic language minorities. About the data collection provisions to provide the inclusion of experts and services to ethnic and language minorities, the community focused on the needs of the underserved populations, the environment advantage. One, history is on our side and proves that materialism is not the root cause of our harms. There's no alternative. Therefore, it's not unique. There's a different state regulations will build in the short time. There's no time frame. These has been on the books since the 70s and not left to the collapse of the environment in the short term. Means for specific solvency evidence or modeling listed evidence indicates that the easement is a positive example of materialism in the South. There's always a value to human life. It's determined by the individual. They're going overarching view is patronizing because they cannot make this determination for others. Some across our ovals evidence being silent just leads to a tragedy of the commons in which individuals will destroy all the resources for their own best interest and have a war against all destroying the environment. There is no alternative to being silent. Only leads to continue with Bush's materialism or through the materialism from their foreign policy, the right policy, and the environment regulations to say on the books we have an obligation to use and protect nature. The critique inevitably and effectively will be co-opted by the right, left, north, the left is launched their own attacks against the environmentalism. They threaten the movement every business measure that's coming from the right down to the critiques out of the back and being cooperative people the environment business they're quite they get their own nature's not a drug cannot be with world fact that the right dangerous is to further choose to pay the reinforce the criticism of the nature's role in constructing confrontation between the anti-environment and the pro-violence as they reset the lives for the environmental movements and people who do not respond to ethics, they only respond to economics. They will also put through even the environmental laws to excuse in order to economics to provide economic response for other purposes. institution, those who find the problems that they find themselves doomed to failure, no matter how the research is tight to measure. I'm not allowed to choose the subject, those who fail to provide the assessment, think a significant explanation for Prince's behavior, those who appear to a strong environmental beliefs, but behave just as tragically for those who do not, and letting be leads to extinction. Santoni 85 again, read those cards that are mentally alienated with the resistance of the denial, which he says the longest resistance to that possibility of nuclear war, the possibility of persistent growing stronger, the resistance to nuclear nukes, the opposing striving to defeat the prevailing state powers without the encouragement of the worst occurring to December, the United should not be willing to choose fire for nuclear war, the alongside your sides are liberation to redefine Heidegger notion, letting be continue to be too much pessimistic in the regard the individual's decisions must not be accurately accomplished for those who are described against annihilation edges. We have to calculate in order to solve, say the other Campbell 1990, we inhibit the ontological world of technology, must start with these, or would not be necessary to feel the kind of paradox that exists in who wishes the ontological sake of the other in order to describe the other, and must resort to the technical and political systems of the means and the critique. There is no link that plays with the only personal world in which the separate remains actually used, and those stories are actually told. There's no link to us within the debate around the separate remains used less than 50 times. And the task of telling your story is empowering and restores agency and shake go forward. The Human Rights case in the Supreme Court of profound impact on victims of human rights violations participating in the plaintiff human rights litigation can restore promote the sense of agency and personal experts and control of the process of intensive effects of mere conceptualizing the joint of the holder of right can offer a sense of power and in such litigation provides victim human rights violation extra self-determination versus half of the victim and the perpetrator. The litigation provides victim with access to a narrative form and enables the victim to name experiences such as the policy practice or expression of the tormentor can put together the attribution of legal responsibility can contribute to the elevation of the system and legislating the person or civil society argument they firm claim does not necessarily assume that there's a single truth or at least the consultation and more engagement of the permutation to the plan and the alternative to do the plan of remain silent and other issues in a point of the status quo the continual calls for the different stories make sure impact on unity and the status quo we can solve it only by engaging the state and talking in some instances can we actually break down the state only hope for all silence in the long term. Chomensky 1999 the goals of the mission to appear conflict with other often short-term goals also to defend strongly the elements of state authority which legitimate fundamental practice or critically analyze and necessarily impede and identify goals by the efforts of process have been achieved by scientific democracy and human rights. The goals that commit to the anarchist system should be defended and some state institution attacks the system against the one repeating the state deprived them for meaningful public participation ultimately leads to the much more free society in your impact is enough on the status quo they must be willing through the criminal system in which they have no choice over whether or not they want to press charges. The third plan leads to a voluntary system in which women can only tell the stories that they want to and the framework that will lead to the and implications of the plan should be evaluated. This is key to predictable based on whether this could destroy narratives and choose framework to try to destroy the entire what I see and increase education. Because the force of clash in response to what I see research arguments and this is key true in the context of our affirmative rejecting the notion of an objective truth leads to increased rape and all the Holocaust now we can educate the proposed martyrs have denied the truth the God which is no social facts of reality social construction does not mean that there is and cannot be known the Holocaust and hopes of whether the women live to be correct there's better interpretation whether or not the acts of interest have been derived to children whether or not the epistemological quandaries if thinking of surrogates have not often to report the illegitimate narratives and not having to harm them and their alternative mistake does not indicate who will necessarily embrace that as the silence is private actor fear because only an infinite number of different private actors to destroy the first ability to function any harms and allow the different encounter and complain counterfeits just fear to the harms of the body issue and the framework of silence should be evaluated the probability versus possibility framework just it would be ideal for individuals to be silent if they cannot prove that silence is possible then you cannot violate the framework in their law it's inevitable this means that it's impossible to be silent and this sounds called the absence of the support Germany just results in criminal procedures the linguistic system with the master signifier is already embedded in the status quo our call limit says that there's no escaping this and they concede our Vincentia says that even if we want to ignore the state it is impossible for them to ignore the state and additionally extend across our Bosch and evidence and failure to engage the state by being silent just leads to more takeover and here's more evidence Bosch 97 the sense of empowerment comes from membership the impulse to combat with the loss of public engagement or policy to destroy the private of American society goes over resolve the only faster the omnis future widespread problem the threat from politics comes from a time when she ignores sides of the realities and the there's no politics because a fate of the world and bound Jewish political struggle restricted politics hardly kept the corporate colonization lost reality social hierarchies and somehow disappeared the gigantic state the military would hold their lives in that space and abdicate the century in order to rectify the compelling authoritarian reactionary with the frameworks of the Catholic ruler the time for Leviathan and destruction of the political power great virtue and there is no impact of biopower the evidence only assumes the negative impacts of biopower they can say no for why not examine the expanding language and hold the various political imagination disintegration authority take on to the impact of the supposed expansion of the public sphere the liberation from the ignorant stations and liberation for social economic power and the contradiction of your biopolitics and intervention conflicts of Germany to the development of democratic politics you made to the social policy and language of biopolitics was only demonstrated one which limits the liberals and socialist advocates and democrats welfare state and capitalist did it it seems more accurate to conclude that biopolitics has a variety of potential to be collective and focus on unmechanisms asking the negative potential to construct a very one-sided picture this gender also too precludes asking what else biopolitics does besides manipulating and producing the positive place of the technical paving the way for messengers the adequate picture of identity must include its achievements the function of the rhetorical and explanatory frameworks throughout the conception of modernity nor its way to be in fact best murder historical problems and absence of best murder it's a problem that does not need to be investigated or explained.
I'm sorry, did you get your card from 04, the first one you read on criticism, telling stories, power to the agency? This is it right here. This is it right here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and I didn't get the framework where was that, sir?
This was right after the Chomsky.
No, I got that.
Oh.
Or-
Oh, you didn't get the cards?
Yeah,
And then did you have your other one's infinite number of private actors? Was that what we
wait,
justified? you have a block for that, or is that just the argument there?
I mean, it's sort of.
You didn't read these cards, I'm sure.
No, I read the, I think I read the A and the B supported in this card. I did read.
So it's Von Schott, Chomsky, and then you read the Boggs card and the no biopower impact, is that right?
And McKinnon.
Okay, cool. And then what was the voting issue on silence that goes bad fiat? You said it was a voting issue.
That was the private actor fiat, and then I said you should evaluate the probability of silence actually
Right.
taking place.
So the theoretical arguments besides framework were silence, possibility, probability, and you can't fiat silence.
Right, and like the vagueness question of who engages in silence, how long are
And
they
the
silent?
permutation was to do the plan and the alternative in all other instances.
The permutation is to do the plan, like we won't reject the plan, and then just be silent.
So how does one be silent while using a federal civil remedy?
Same
Because
what
it's
you do
voluntary,
in a
we
world
don't
of
have to do
criminal
so.
remedies.
So people who don't want to use the remedies won't talk, but then there will still be people talking in the world of term, right?
Right. People can use the
And
remedies,
how-
we don't
how does that
censor
avoid
when we
the
choose
link?
to talk. I'm sorry?
How does that avoid the link if people are still exposing their private lives in the public sphere?
Because it's a it's a voluntary choice. This
Right,
case
right.
is
Our
vagueness. I mean,
evidence
you can't
assumes
fiat
it's
that
a
any woman
voluntary
cannot talk or
choice.
any woman can't talk to their friend
Okay,
unless you
cool.
do private actor fiat. It's a voluntary choice. Amy and I
Cool.
endorse silence.
All right, on the, not the gender, the environment debate, you say that you prevent things like the tragedy of the commons, but isn't it true that the Endangered Species Act and the things that you were talking about have not prevented species? Like, do you have any evidence that says that they've prevented species from becoming extinct or?
Our
that
Amman
they've
and our
prevented
Glicksman evidence say that the Endangered Species Act spurs cooperative mechanisms and
Right, but it also
spurs
spurs things like farmers who find a spotted owl or whatever it is that don't want to be regulated will
If
go
you
and
read
burn
false.
down
to the
the
Endangered
trees that
Species
they
Act,
live
you'll
in.
read responses to the Endangered
Right,
Species
but
Act. You have
I'm
no perverse
asking-
incentive evidence in this debate round.
I'm
You are analytical
asking
arguments.
off of your argument about how the.
Okay, our answer to this is that the
not
perverse
true.
incentive arguments are false. The Congress has passed things such as the safe harbor policy and the no surprises
Right.
policy, which have created positive incentives and led to landowner cooperation. So there
But
will
you're
be no
passing
spotted owl.
policies like, you said you would specifically pass more environmental species.
No, we didn't.
that's
We
not
said
our
that we'll
argument at
prevent
all.
them from being struck down.
It will prevent them from being struck down.
Yep.
And you, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I missed, there's like the last card, I'm done with questions, but I missed the last card you read on the environment, you read Campbell.
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
These are green cards.